Hi. So, as I said in a previous video, I'm going to start doing some movie reviews, and this is my first one. So, last night I went to go see The Hunger Games, and I have to say, I thought it was okay. I'd say it's a pretty good movie, and I think it's probably the best thing that Hollywood could have done with the book. But honestly, I think on its own it's not that fantastic, and a lot of people will argue with practically any movie that came from a book that the book is better, and once again it's true. I think part of the issue that with the entire movie is that there's a whole lot of things that are internal to the characters that just doesn't entirely come through. I thought they did a fantastic job showing everything that's supposed to be in it. Like, it looks really good, and the actors did a good job, I think. The movie gets definite extra points for Seneca Crane's beard. There's a lot of things that looked really good in it, but everything felt rushed. I think in order to do this correctly, the movie would have been way too long. And I think that what's lacking in it is best described by comparing it to a different movie. In fact, one particular scene in a different movie, and that movie is Die Hard. You know the scene in Die Hard where, he's sitting there barefoot in the room full of the broken glass, and he has to decide, John McClane has to decide, just to pull himself together, stand up, and go walk those bare feet across those shards of glass. And the whole time you're watching this whole excruciating scene happen, you can just feel the pain of this glass cutting into him. You get the scene of pulling it out of it, and you feel this is a person who is not indestructible. He's an action hero, but he's not Arnold Schwarzenegger or something who just blasts through everything, without a care in the world. He is in pain. But he is dealing with this, right? He's sort of, it makes him feel more real even as he's doing these ridiculous things. And I feel like, having recently read the book of The Hunger Games, the whole book is basically that scene with the glass. Everything that Katniss goes through in the book is this long, painful, excruciating thing where it's like, I have to drag myself through this horrible situation or I die, and so does everybody else that I care about. So, that's the whole thing. The whole book, every chapter is a new horrible situation for her to drag herself through. But in the movie, everything happens really fast. And it's a long movie. I mean, for this kind of movie, it's 2 hours and 22 minutes long, which is really long by blockbuster standards. And yet, everything happens really, really fast. So when bad things happen to Katniss, they just sort of they start, and then she figures out a solution. They start, and she figures out a solution. The whole movie is like that. And so there's no time to feel like she's vulnerable. Even when she's hurt, she isn't hurt for very long. She immediately figures out something, and that it cheapens the whole thing. Every scene in the book, no matter who it's talking about, it's long, it's painful, it's brutal. The movie isn't even that brutal. It's a movie about kids murdering each other, and it isn't even that brutal. I rarely had a problem with somebody dying, and there are scenes in the book that are very violent and very just everyone feels really brutal. I don't hate the evil people in the movie and I don't like the protagonist as much. Everything is very flat compared to what it is in the book. It's really lacking due to the fact that they just didn't have enough time. There's so many things that are really important, and I think they focus too much on showing it all, and not enough on helping us feel any of it. I feel like they did as good of a job as Hollywood was going to do with it, but that doesn't mean they made a good movie. Overall, I would give the movie 6 Mockingjays out of 10, but that's about where I stand. I would maybe watch it again if it happens to come on, but I'm not going to be paying to buy it or anything like that. So, anyway, I'll still probably go and see the second one when it comes out. And I'm not necessarily saying you shouldn't see it if you're in the mood for blockbuster, but don't go in expecting something as powerful or emotional as the first movie, as the book was. Anyway, so that's my thoughts. Bye.